So the Black Ops 6 campaign got leaked, I mean, along with pretty much everything else in the game, and it's absolutely wild. To my knowledge, this is the first time that this has ever happened. Yes, sometimes people get their hands on the disc like a day or a week early. People play through the campaign and post it online, and then it gets taken down, but never months in advance has a campaign been leaked. And what I mean by this is like 2/3 of the cutscenes for Black Ops 6 have been leaked. Now, personally, I didn't watch them. I'm not going to be going over them on the channel because I don't want to spoil the game for myself, and I don't want to spoil the game for anyone else. We will wait till the game is actually out and we can cover it in its entirety because, of course, none of the actual gameplay of the missions was leaked whatsoever. It was just cutscenes. So beware if you click on any links involving the campaign, and I guess technically you clicked on this one, but if you click on any links, you might get a little bit of the game spoiled for you. So just beware. Now, what you may be wondering from here is, when are we going to get more information about campaign? We've seen a bunch from multiplayer, we have seen a bunch from zombies, but campaign has kind of dropped off after the whole Truth Lies things. Well, as it turns out, I actually have an answer for you. Charlie Intel tweeted out earlier today saying, tune into Gamescom opening night live in 1 week, live Tuesday, August 20th at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for a look at a Black Ops 6 campaign gameplay. So for those of you who don't know, pretty much every single year at Gamescom, Call of Duty is there and they generally put out one mission of gameplay. Last year for Modern Warfare 3, that mission that we saw was the mission where you break into the prison and rescue Vladimir Makarov. It just so happens that that was the very first mission of the campaign. Generally speaking, that is not the case. Generally, it's like somewhere in the middle or in the first third of the game, you get one of the missions in there that they show off. And of course, we are going to be covering that here on this channel, so you're going to want to make sure you're subscribed and have notifications on. And on top of that, you're going to want to make sure you check out my second channel and my Twitch down below, because we'll be doing all of those things on that day, and you're going to want to stay up to date on everything like that. Now, we know that, but the one question at hand, and the one thing that has not been answered, is there going to be campaign early access? This is something that traditionally over the past few years has been a pre-order bonus for Call of Duty. So for example, with Modern Warfare 3, you were able to purchase the game, pre-order it, and able to play the campaign actually 8 days early. Now, as we know, the game is said to be released on October 25th this year. There was rumors that we would be getting week early campaign access and week early zombie access, which would lead us to the 18th of October. Now, here's the thing. In previous years, the campaign actually didn't get released on the Friday, it got released on the Thursday, which would be October the 17th, which also just so happens to be the same way it worked out with Modern Warfare 3. And on top of that, on top of all of this, there was also a leak way back when Black Ops 6 got announced that PlayStation said it was releasing the game on October 17th, which is weird because the game is coming out on the 25th, but maybe that is the early access period starting on the 17th. I am guessing that is something that we will find out at Gamescom, or at the very least at Call of Duty Next the week after. So you're going to want to make sure you stay tuned to the channel, but I am guessing it is going to be there because it generally causes more people to pre-order and play the game actually early, and especially if you are able to access zombies early, because that is going to allow you to level up your character, because your prestige is going to carry over between zombies and multiplayer, and it will also allow you to level up weapons, obviously being a pretty big deal. Now, as I mentioned, the campaign got leaked, and I am not going to go over any of these leaks until the game is actually out and we cover it then. Also, I have not looked at them, so I don't even want to. But one thing that I did look at, and one thing that got leaked, was the names of all of the missions for Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Now, there's minor spoilers here, but this isn't going to spoil the game for you whatsoever. So there are 10 missions. I'm going to go over the names here. If you want to skip this part of the video or click off, feel free to do so. But again, this isn't going to spoil anything. So the 10 missions names are Intro, Contract, Heist, Interrogation, Redacted, Sabotage, Sandbox, Safe House, Storm, and finally Union. So 10 total missions. We will come back to that in a second. Now, some of these missions, we can extrapolate what they are. Intro, pretty straightforward. That is probably the intro to the game. Heist, we know that there is a mission that takes place in a casino where you are pulling off a casino heist. Makes sense that Heist would be that mission. Interrogation, I am guessing, is the mission where you break into Bill Clinton's gala and go into the basement, and there's a CIA black site where Russell Adler is being interrogated and you have to break him out. Redacted is probably most likely going to be a mission like we had in Black Ops Cold War, where MK Ultra is being used. It is kind of that sci-fi Black Ops kind of thing, mind-bending mission. We also have Sandbox. I'm guessing that is not the final name of this mission, but I'm guessing this is the mission where you storm Saddam Hussein's palace. It's kind of like the open world mission where you have like the mini map. They kind of discussed it with us when we went to go see Black Ops 6 early. So I'm guessing that that is kind of the case. Safe House, obviously taking place in the Safe House, and I think you're actually going to go there a couple times between each mission throughout the game, so I don't know if there'll also be a mission that takes place there. And then Storm and Union, I have no idea what's going on with those, but it gives us a pretty good idea of what this is going to look like. It also gives us a pretty good idea of the length of the campaign. Now, when we were at Treyarch and when we got to see the game early, one of the questions that we asked was, how long is the campaign going to be? Now, they didn't give us a numerical answer. They didn't say 6 hours long or around 6 hours long. They said the traditional length of a Call of Duty campaign. Now, a lot of people get confused by this because Call of Duty campaigns aren't traditionally that long. There are some that are longer. There definitely are. For example, Infinite Warfare had a much longer campaign. But as a whole, the length of a Call of Duty campaign comes in right around 4.5 hours. I've talked about this on the channel before. It's probably shorter than you previously thought. For example, Black Ops Cold War, a campaign that a lot of people actually really liked, came in at about 3.5 hours long. Not very long whatsoever. In fact, I just recently played it on my second channel. You should check that out. Link down below. But traditionally, Call of Duty campaigns are not that long. So having 10 missions, if we have a look at 10 missions, let's say those missions come in around 20 to 30 minutes apiece. If they're 30 minutes apiece, that is coming right in around 5 hours. If it's 20 minutes apiece, it's closer to 4 hours. So that 4.5 hour mark is, I think, a pretty good statement as to how long this campaign will actually be. So that gives you the idea. Now, when it comes to a campaign, I don't think it's the length that makes it good. You can also tell your girlfriend that. Let her know I said that. She already knows. But as far as the length of the campaign, I don't think it actually matters. What matters is, number one, a good story. And traditionally, Treyarch knocks that out of the park. Number two is memorable missions. Missions like in Black Ops Cold War, the KGB mission, that mind-bending mission where you're going through Vietnam. Things along those lines that go, yeah, that was awesome. Even if we go like to Modern Warfare 2, the most recent Modern Warfare 2, the Alone mission, where you play as Soap McTavish and you're having to work your way through a city, pick up scavenge items. Things like that are just memorable and add to the campaign. And based off of what we know, a casino heist, sneaking your way through a campaign gala, things along those lines, Vorkuta returning, I already think we are going to have very memorable missions. So I'm not too worried whatsoever, and it's possible. It is possible. I don't want to jinx it, but it is possible. This could be the greatest campaign of all time. And yeah, some of the cutscenes have been leaked, but we're not looking at those. Keeping true, staying steady, and I can't wait to play this. And next Tuesday, a week from today, we are going to see a first look at some campaign gameplay. So stay tuned to the channel, make sure you're subscribed, have notifications on, all of that kind of jazz. As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and until next time.
We are reaching for the stars.